entertained? Are you not entertained?
What up, anime community? It's your boy Almighty Geek, and I am back today, guys, to give you this next video in the One Piece live action adaptation series that I got going on. This is part 2, considered the bad. This is everything that I thought was bad or I had an issue with in this One Piece live action adaptation. Again, this is just my opinion. We all have different opinions, so don't get too hurt or too much of you hearing me say something that you actually thought was cool, because again, it's just my opinion, guys. Doesn't mean it's fact, it doesn't mean anything, it just means I'm just giving you one. So at the end of the day, what are some of the things that I had an issue with when it comes to this live action adaptation? And this video is probably going to be all over the place, so I'll just say this now, spoilers. I didn't really spoil too much heavily in my good video, but because this is the bad, yes, some things will have to be spoiled. So without further ado, let's get into it. They definitely cut a lot, like a lot of the East Blue saga. And again, when it comes to those first 2 episodes, you notice that off bat. That's why I said it took me a minute to get more invested into the series, because I'm not gonna lie, to tell you the truth, if it wasn't for my girlfriend, who's a new watcher of this type of series, of One Piece in general, I probably would have stopped after episode 2, which again would have, now I'm looking, hindsight is 2020, now I'm looking back on that, it would have been a sucky thing, because again, everything after episode 2 I did enjoy heavily. But I guess my complaints was warranted though, because after my girlfriend got done with the series and she started to watch the actual anime, she was just like, they cut out this, they cut out this, they cut out this. Oh my god, why did they cut out this? Why did they cut out this? Like, don't get me wrong, she still likes the live action adaptation, but she likes it less. Like before, in her mind, the thing was probably like a 10 out of 10. You see what I'm trying to say? Like a 9 out of 10. But now in her eyes, it's just probably more like a 7.5 out of 10. You know what I mean? Because she's noticing they cut a hell of a lot of content. Which I thought, again, being honest, I thought that was going to be the one main thing that might break the series. When I got done with it, I was just like, oh my god, it's probably going to be fans that's pissed off like hell that they cut. But the general consensus is no, like, fans are like, this is, again, its own thing. So we're okay with them cutting so much content. And you got to remember, it only got 8 episodes. So you kind of got to give them the benefit of the doubt when it comes to that. They can't put everything in the 8 episodes. So I'm like, yes, you are right. But they could have put some things though, just some things. They could have shined a light on just some of them. You know what I mean? Like, again, this is just, I'm gonna be all over the damn place when it comes to some of the things that I did not like, or just some of the things they could have added in. But just one, just for an example, just one of the things. Usopp with the little 2 badass kids that was known for running around with him when he was in Surf Village. Like, where were they at? You couldn't have put them in the series, especially towards the end when Kuro reveals who he is, and it's kind of like, okay, well, this guy has to run out, the Usopp has to run and tell everybody in the town. It'd have been cool to have him come across these kids that believed in him, and him tell them that, just for them to be like, you know what, dude, you know, maybe the people in the village were right about you. Maybe you do just tell lies and stuff like that all the time. Like, that would have been a cool emotional beat scene for Usopp, but we didn't get them in there. And I ain't gonna front, I kind of made a little joke about it. I was kind of like, maybe it's because the actor looked like Michael Jackson, so they didn't want him around kids, because people probably would have got the wrong idea. But because he does act like Michael Jackson, I was like, holy crap, this actor looks like Michael Jackson. Jesus Christ. Like, if they did a live action biopic, please grab this actor up, legit, please do. But that just again, it was just something that small, right? Just those little things, right? It's not too big of a complaint, but it's kind of like something that could have been in there, right? The confrontation with the Straw Hat Pirates with Luffy and with Don Craig, I was just like, that was totally skipped. What they did in the live action is they have Mihawk confront him. Like, again, in the manga and anime, if you guys know, it was done differently. In the live action adaptation, we see Mihawk just fighting on an island. He's basically taking down a bunch of ships. We see Don Craig, he pulls up from the background, and he's basically like, yeah, you took out my ships. And they have a little mini fight. Mihawk cuts the guy down. It was what it was. But I'm just like, why didn't you give that more to the Straw Hats Pirates? We're known for him rolling up, having his confrontation with Luffy and them, and then Mihawk just casually being behind them cuts down the armada. And, you know, in the anime and the manga, I'm just kind of like, why didn't we get that? Why did we have to get Garp calling up Mihawk and being like, hey man, I need you to hunt down my grandson? I kind of was taken back by that a little bit. I was just like, really? You're gonna have Garp call up Mihawk to go find Luffy and them. Come on, man, you could do something better than that. Just again, just the small things, right? Just the small things. You had Gin literally shows up in a live action adaptation for Exposition, and that is all. He's talking to Sanji, and he shows up. He's like, "Yeah, I'm hungry. Yeah, I was with my captain and my crew. We had an armada. We was going into the Green Line. We was gonna find the One Piece, and then we got obliterated. We just straight up got obliterated by one dude." So it's kind of like, really, you're just gonna have him? Because again, when I saw the scene earlier between Mihawk and Don, I was kind of like, okay. I didn't even think they were gonna show Jin. I didn't think they were gonna show him at all. I didn't think they were gonna show him at all. And then they did, and he was just there to drop exposition, just like what happened between the fight between him and Sanji. And again, this is another thing where if you watch this live adaptation and then you get into the anime and the manga, you actually might come back and be like, what the hell did they cut? And I've been seeing that lately. I've been seeing a lot of new people get into One Piece, get into the anime, but then go back and like, whoa, they did cut a lot of things that would have been cool in the live action adaptation. Again, I understand the complaint. It was only 8 episodes. We couldn't get everything, but I felt like, again, that type of stuff could have been worked in still, because it was one of the coolest fights in the beginning of One Piece. What we got, it was one of the coolest fights between him and Sanji. But we didn't get to see that. Again, we got to see the guy dumping off exposition and just going on about his way. I don't. Not to mention Pearl. What the fuck happened to Pearl? They didn't even show Pearl. But again, these are just little gripes for me. Just, it is what it is. But it was the East Blue Saga, so I was expecting to see them, and I didn't get to see them. So they give it, then they take it. That's what happened when it came to this live action adaptation. We got certain things, and they took away other things. It is what it was. Again, I already got into that, but the slow start for the first 2 episodes, I wasn't really feeling. Everything that happened with Alvida, yeah, in the beginning, yeah, that was kind of cool and everything, but as it slowly started to play out and turn out, when you start to see, I guess, some of the editing mistakes that they made when it came to the first episode, it was just like, oh my god, this is how you guys are gonna do it. And then again, it was just me. This is just me. It was just me having issues with certain things. Like, I don't feel like it took Luffy and Zoro to fucking take on AKA Morgan together and be struggling. I'm just like, no way in hell they struggle against this dude. No way in hell. Come on now, stop that. I did like everything they did with Helmeppo though. I'm not gonna lie, everything they did with Helmeppo was good. It's just everything they did with his father was trash in my opinion. But it is what it is. We have, oh my god, again, like I said in my good video, for most of the character designs they did good, but for some of them it was just like, what the fuck happened during the process? Goldie Rogers, oh my god, dude, this dude looks like a Dr. Seuss Who's, like, seriously, I was looking at him like, do you see his button up nose? Like, they put makeup on his face or something, or some type of prosthetic. Like, it just looked weird. That wasn't my Gold Roger. That wasn't the person I was getting, that I thought would be Gold Roger. He just looked so out of place and so weird, man. Again, can somebody in the comments tell me if that was prosthetic that they put on his face to make him look more like him or something? I don't know, but it was just off-putting and weird. Like I already told you guys, I didn't like AKA Morgan's, at least the actors, how can I put this? I didn't like his size, the size comparison of the actor compared to what we got in the anime with AKA Morgan. That was all really, I didn't feel like he was this big imposing, military figure that was ruling over this. I didn't feel that. I feel like in live action they went with more of a pompous type of guy compared to him just being this just brutal dude. But again, it was what it was. And I would have loved to see the flashback between Kuro and AKA Morgan in the live action, but we didn't even get that. All we got was a brief mention of him being like, yeah, I destroyed the Black Cat pirates. And obviously you find out a couple of episodes later that's not the case, but it would have been cool to see the history between those two, to what would have led to him thinking like, okay, well, he didn't actually destroy them, they just came up with a ruse. Again, these are the things that when you go and watch the anime, you'll go, oh crap, this is kind of cool. Why wasn't it put into the series? Again, people will tell you because of time and because it only had 8 episodes, but I felt like, again, they could have done it. It's just these little small brief instances. Like, it doesn't take too much to have 2 minutes to 3 minutes of a flashback explaining something. Just 2 to 3 minutes would have been good enough, and I would have been okay with that. Shanks wasn't really feeling the actor that played Shanks. Again, we know Shanks is more of a scrawnier man when you look at the flashbacks in the anime and the manga, and then the way he looks now, he's more of a cockier, imposing figure. You know what I mean? He does look like he's more built. And maybe we might get that in season 2 or season 3. Maybe the actor might buff himself up or something like that. But from what I saw, no, he's just this scrawny ass dude, and it just I don't know, it just felt weird to me. I didn't feel like that was Shanks, but again, maybe it can grow on me. When as you know, as the series go along, maybe it can grow on me. But until then, I just don't like it. Oh my God, they massacred my boy. Ben Beckman got done so dirty, bruh. Ben Beckman got done so dirty in this series, bruh. That boy looked like a pregnant seal. I don't know what is going on. That boy looked like Meatloaf. Y'all know the singer Meatloaf? That motherfucker look like that. Like, I have no clue why they would cast that actor as Ben Beckman, and you have Ishida Oda overseeing it. So maybe it was just one of the things where he's like, look, bro, I've been doing so much when it comes to trying to fix this damn live action adaptation, because they did have reshoots and everything like that. He's probably like, you know what, that's just gonna have to stay. If that's a stain, that's a stain, but it's just gonna have to stay. I just didn't like it. Just being honest with you guys, just didn't like it. Wasn't feeling it at all. Again, Lucky Roo and everybody else, yeah. Usopp, again, I liked their designs, especially Lucky Roo, him being black and everything. I thought that was kind of cool and everything. And the same thing, he got like the mannerisms down. Like, hey, boss, hey, Cotton. Like, he had the mannerisms down and look as Lucky Roo. I just didn't feel Ben Beckman at all. Was not feeling that whatsoever. They could have probably went with somebody looking a little bit younger, a little bit more scrawnier, or a little bit more build. I have no clue, but that was the wrong way to go. My opinion. Let me say the fights. Again, everything that had to do with Zoro in particular, I felt like was good. Every other fight was ass. Like, this is just me being honest. Zoro, done perfectly. Sajin's fights was done alright. Luffy's, on the other hand, ass. I'm not even gonna lie, the climactic fight between him and Orlong was so garbage. All Orlong did was grab him and just throw him around. Literally, like, I'm talking about just pick up Luffy, throw him. Grab him, throw him. Grab him, throw him. Luffy would just stand in the background somewhere, wind up a punch, hit him. Wind up a punch, hit him. It was so garbage. The only thing to look forward to was him doing the whole battle axe thing. That was all. Other than that, it was trash. Even their first fight, their first encounter went the same way. It was just Orlong just throwing Luffy around. So I was just like, what is going on with this? Like, I didn't understand, especially towards the end when they showed. I thought Orlong was gonna do the whole thing he did in the anime. I thought his teeth was gonna break. Maybe he was gonna pull out his teeth, his jaws, and everything, and just show Luffy can do that. He didn't do anything. His teeth did break in the live action adaptation, but he just regrew them and just started to laugh. Like, that was all. Even his famous blade, Luffy just broke in the beginning and was kind of like, get that out of here. For that to be the ending fight, it was definitely a letdown, just to be honest. I know a lot of people might say, like, well, the ending fight was technically between him and Garp, but even that was just kind of like, some of these fights looked corny. That's all. If there's anything I can ask when it comes to the second season, is please get the second season fights to be like, whoever you got to basically do Zoro's fights, please get them to do every last one going through down, because I just didn't get it. Hachi, my boy Hachi-chan, where was Hachi? I thought I was gonna get a fight. When I saw the fisherman, I was like, oh, this is gonna be so cool. Hachi and Zoro, they're gonna fight. I'm gonna get a cool fight between an octopus man and Zoro. No, I didn't get that at all. They left out Hachi. And even my girlfriend, again, who's watching the series now, said, why did he leave him out? He's the highlight. He was the highlight. Why did they leave my boy out? They just decided to. I don't know why. Maybe we can get him second season, maybe. But if you get him in the second season, what would the purpose be? You know what I mean? Again, they have the rights to do whatever they want. If they want to, technically in the second season, they can bring back Erlong and just be like, fuck it, let's just have a part 2 with him. You see what I'm trying to say? It doesn't have to go the way of the manga or the anime, but ish. Again, just cut content is the main issue with this series, and it just depends on what type of fan you are. If you're a fan that you don't care, hardcore. If you're a fan that you care, hardcore. You're in the middle. Me personally, I was in the middle. Everything that I love. Again, I gave my series rating. I gave this an 8.5 to an 8. You know what I mean, out of 10. So it's not like I gave it a bad rating. It's just I definitely walked away being like, you know what? If I wanted to, and I feel like every One Piece fan was like that. Like if we truly wanted to, we could have just destroyed this. But we see what you did. We liked some of it, and we're willing to see where it's going. You know what I mean? We're willing to see where it goes from there. But honestly, guys, those were some of the main complaints I actually had about the live action adaptation. Like I said, it wasn't really too much. Those are just the things that I had an issue with. If you had an issue with anything, let me know in the comments. If there was something that took you back and you were just like, oh man, why didn't they add this or why didn't they add that? Let me know in the comments. If you felt like, hey, I was okay with them cutting most of the things that they cut in the series, let me know in the comments, man. I respond back to everyone, good, bad. It is what it is. But again, guys, until the next video, which will probably be part 3. And yeah, you got to stick around for part 3. Peace, love, and deuces.